The 1998 Arnold Classic marked the 10th edition of a contest that, by that point, had already established itself as one of the most important events in global bodybuilding. It wasn't just another show on the IFBB calendar. It was an event loaded with prestige, expectation, and massive attention from both fans and the specialized media. Held in Columbus, the Arnold Classic had become synonymous with excellence. Stepping onto that stage meant going head-to-head with the absolute elite of the sport. Athletes who weren't there just to compete, but to carve their names into history. And in 1998, that feeling was even stronger because the event was celebrating a symbolic milestone, 10 straight editions. You could feel it backstage. The lineup featured some of the most impressive physiques of the 1990s, all with different styles, different approaches, and quiet rivalries that only the stage could fully expose. This was the kind of competition where every detail mattered, and mistakes simply weren't an option. What made the 1998 edition truly historic wasn't just what happened on stage, but the impact it had beyond it. For the first time ever, the event was broadcast on national television, bringing bodybuilding to a much larger audience than usual. That changed everything. The Arnold Classic stopped being a major event only for hardcore fans and started showing up in the living rooms of people who had never watched a professional bodybuilding contest before. For many viewers, that broadcast was their very first real exposure to top-level bodybuilding. That visibility elevated the event's status within the IFBB. From that point on, the Arnold was no longer seen as just an important show. It was officially recognized as the second biggest stage in bodybuilding worldwide, second only to the Mr. Olympia. Winning in Columbus suddenly carried almost the same weight as a world title. And the level on stage more than justified the hype. The athletes showed up in incredible shape, refined, dense, balanced physiques that proved the Arnold Classic wasn't just big because of its production, but because of the quality of competition it delivered. The standout name that year was, without question, Flex Wheeler. When he walked on stage that night, he wasn't just chasing another win. He was writing a defining chapter in professional bodybuilding history. With that victory, Flex claimed his third Arnold Classic title, becoming the first athlete ever to reach that milestone. In a contest known for featuring only the absolute elite, that achievement wasn't just a statistic, it was a statement. Proof of rare dominance on one of the most competitive stages in the sport. What really set his performance apart was the level of refinement. Flex Wheeler combined size, symmetry, and razor-clean lines to create an aesthetic many still consider one of the closest things to perfection ever seen at the Arnold Classic. It wasn't just about being big, it was about balance. While other competitors leaned into extreme density or raw mass, Flex stood out for the flow of his physique. Every pose looked intentional, every transition highlighted his strengths, and the stage seemed tailor-made for his style. The audience could sense almost instantly that they were witnessing something special. Right behind Flex Wheeler, second place went to Nasser El Sanbadi, an athlete who commanded attention not just because of his size, but because of his extreme muscular density and dominant stage presence. Nasser was the kind of competitor who filled the stage, projecting power in every single pose. His physique was a direct contrast to Flex's. Where Flex emphasized aesthetics and refinement, Nasser represented the era of thick, heavy mass. That clash of styles made the judging even more compelling and fueled the technical debate around that year's results. Taking third place was Vince Taylor, a true symbol of consistency and longevity in professional bodybuilding. Even against younger, more massively built athletes, Vince once again proved that experience, muscle maturity, and polished stage presentation still carried serious weight at the highest level. Just outside the podium, the event kept its incredibly high competitive standard. Names like Jean-Pierre Fuchs, Chris Cormier, and Darrem Charles made it clear there was zero room for mistakes. In a lineup this balanced, even the smallest flaw could cost several positions. When you look at the full results of the open division, the level of competition becomes obvious. This wasn't a battle limited to the podium. From first all the way down to 12th place, every athlete brought a physique worthy of an elite professional stage. What really stands out is the diversity of the lineup. You had well-established veterans, with years of experience on the international circuit, sharing the stage with athletes who were still rising and building their legacies. At this level, tiny differences make a massive impact. A sharper level of conditioning, a better executed pose, or even how an athlete looked at a specific moment during judging could mean jumping up or dropping down several spots. That's why even competitors outside the top 5 delivered performances that demanded respect. Another key point is that making the top 12 at the Arnold Classic wasn't just filling out the lineup. Being among the 12 best on that stage already meant worldwide recognition and put an athlete firmly on the international bodybuilding map. Beyond his open division appearance, Vince Taylor returned to the stage to compete in the Masters category, and once again showed why his name is synonymous with longevity and excellence in professional bodybuilding. Even against seasoned, physically mature competitors, Vince brought an extremely competitive physique, sharp conditioning, and a commanding stage presence. His Masters victory wasn't just another trophy. It was a clear statement that, at that level, age wasn't a limitation, but an advantage when used the right way. The Masters podium only reinforced the historical weight of the contest. Right behind Vince were legendary names like Sonny Schmidt and Robbie Robinson, athletes who helped shape bodybuilding history and carried decades of competitive experience onto that stage. The 1998 edition was also a milestone for women's bodybuilding, with the Ms. International taking center stage as a category that was gaining more importance within the event. And that year, the standout was Yolanda Hughes. Yolanda presented a highly competitive physique, perfectly balancing conditioning, muscle volume, and stage presentation. In a contest where details mattered immensely, her performance stood out for its consistency and the confidence she showed in every pose in front of the judges. Her Ms. International win wasn't just an individual achievement. It symbolized the growth and consolidation of women's bodybuilding within the Arnold Classic, proving that the event wasn't only an elite stage for men, but also for women competing at the highest level. By that point, the audience was starting to realize the Arnold had become something bigger than a simple competition. It was turning into a true strength sports festival, where different divisions shared the same prestige and attention, helping expand the reach of bodybuilding as a whole. The Arnold Classic Arm Wrestling Challenge was further proof that the 1998 Arnold Classic went far beyond traditional bodybuilding. Held from March 6th to 8th in Columbus, the arm wrestling competition added even more variety and raw intensity to the event. Divided by weight classes, the tournament brought together specialized arm wrestlers, each with their own techniques, strategies, and styles. It wasn't just about brute strength. Leverage, endurance, and control played a huge role in every match, keeping the crowd fully engaged. The inclusion of arm wrestling helped solidify the Arnold Classic as a true strength sports festival, something that was quickly becoming one of the event's defining traits. Fans weren't just there for bodybuilding anymore. They were there to experience multiple disciplines under one roof. This expanded format made the event more dynamic and accessible, drawing in fans from different areas of the sports world. For many spectators, experiencing arm wrestling within the Arnold Classic was something new, and it only amplified the overall impact of the event. The 1998 Arnold Classic wasn't just another historic edition. It redefined what it meant to compete at the highest level of professional bodybuilding. The TV broadcast, the legendary lineup, and the global impact of that stage turned Columbus into a true turning point for the sport. Flex Wheeler's historic win, combined with the presence of iconic athletes across multiple divisions, proved that the Arnold Classic was far more than just a tournament. It was a full-scale spectacle, powerful enough to influence entire generations, shape physique standards, and even guide the direction of major competitions that followed. That's exactly why, decades later, this edition is still remembered, debated, and revisited. Not just because of the results, but because it felt like something special was happening on that stage. A moment when bodybuilding stepped into the spotlight with strength, aesthetics, and a clear identity of its own. Now I want to hear from you. What was the most memorable moment of the 1998 Arnold Classic in your opinion? Flex's victory, the insane level of the lineup, the TV broadcast, or the diversity of categories? Drop your comment below. I read every single one. If this video helped you understand why this edition matters so much, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a member to support this kind of in-depth content about bodybuilding history. And don't forget to check out the end screen to watch the next video. More epic stories are waiting for you right now.